Is this shit working? Okay, it's working. Oh god, that's up. All right. I have been ready for 20 minutes. I could not get my tracking to work. It just wouldn't load. It would just stop and freeze. So I had to restart my computer. I tried everything. I should have just restarted it from the start because obviously that worked. But I don't know. You think like just changing source would work or restarting the program? I don't know. I was about to just start without any tracking. Um, but here we are. Turn that this way, shall we? There we go. Okay. So here's the deal. I am gonna do my usual. We're gonna find a cool picture. We're gonna try and replicate it as best we can. I accidentally cleared my recent images. Uh, it was all my art and then like one picture I had found. Um, if you can call my shit art. That I was gonna try and draw last night, but I forgot that Krita opens on this, and I didn't want to because the monitor I look at when I'm sketching on the tablet is over there. Because this one just doesn't get enough lighting over here. Which I do have a lamp, and I'm feeling like it's not working. I don't know. It's really bright over here for me, but I don't know. It doesn't look right. And I just looked right at it. Now I see like a fucking swirly thing. I really need a shade for it. Anyway, uh, it's usually how I do it. I just open something and I didn't feel like dragging Krita to another window, so I was just like, fuck it. Anyway, let's find maybe a cool picture, work on it, see where we can go from there. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. This hair looks like it might be too much for me, although it's kind of hard to tell. Oh, cat. Wait a minute. Can I draw a rat? Should I draw a rat? No. No, what is that? We're not going to click on that. Wait. All right, this is way... AI made me hate my own art. What is that? This is way too complicated for me. I tried to draw like a figure, like a body. I just realized I couldn't do it because there was like this interesting one that I found, but I just couldn't show the depth I felt like um without any sort of color or know-how on how to show depth. So I just kind of gave up on that one. Silver peanut butter, huh? Thermal paste. Okay. Where are all the busts? Okay. I don't know what's going on here, but we could probably do this. Well, no. Speaking of too complicated a hair. That raw chicken? I think that's raw chicken. There's that person posting fucking raw chicken. Wait, this is one of those like progress pics. It's like 2021 to 2025. And I swear it's just the same pic, but with like a couple extra details. What? I'm so confused. Wait, should I draw bread? Can I draw bread? I don't know what the fuck to pick. Okay, we're not drawing someone's feet. That's not gonna have. Oh, wait. Last time we drew bro. Do we draw bro? Should we draw a row? How rough is that going to be? It's going to be so hard for me. I do not have the skill level for this. So I guess we'll start by drawing, I think a foot. I think this head shape is a foot. And then it kind of tapers off. This is kind of cut off. That might be a problem for me. What's his fucking... His chin is just roundular. We'll give it a little more length. And then we'll just kind of cut it off, I guess. Kind of looking like a troll face. Alright, that's not going to work. We need him to be wider. We need to give him a wide berth. We need to birth him. I don't think that turned out any bit wider. I need to get better at using the whole canvas because I tend to like kind of pick a general region that's either like centered or slightly off-centered. And then like that's it. That's where the magic happens. Okay. I think that's too much curve, but you know, bro's got some curve in it. Ah, fuck. How do I draw an eye? Okay. All right. It's so turning into troll face. What is going on? You know, I'm surprised we don't have a troll face horror movie yet. Wasn't there like a while where they were just making a fucking horror movie version of like internet memes? I think this is just copy pasted, right? Do we copy pasta? Fuck. I still don't know why I can't seem to scroll. I think it's whatever this yellow box is from. I think it's a Windows thing where it's like, it's supposed to be telling me that it's being recorded, but I don't know how to turn it off. So. What? Wait, did I just press Control Z? Is that the problem? Why? Oh. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright. Sometimes I don't know about this keyboard. Control C, Control V. Yoink that. We're gonna need to flip it. Was there a way to do that? I think there was a way to do that in this, but I don't remember it. Because I'm fucking shit. So. God damn it. Alright. Alright, so let's go back. Let's hit him with it. That's not it. That's not the one. Okay. Alright. Sure. 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 Right. Let's give him some depression. Around his eyes, around his eyes. That's where I show my depression. This is not looking good. This is not looking good. Oh my god. It's kind of scary looking. Is he gonna be the horror movie? Alright. Let's give the eyebrows their own layer real quick. Fuck, how am I gonna draw this eyebrow? Okay. I don't really feel like that one matches the way it would if I could, like, if I copy pasta here. But I don't know what else to do about it. Like, I think it is copy pasted, but I think it's like at an it's not at a different degree, it's at like a different angle. Like they made it so one side is smaller, and then they kind of like added some 3D stuff at the end here, which I obviously don't know how the fuck to do. No, it looked like that. All right. Let's go back a couple layers now that we have this. Let's turn that on. Give him more lines. Okay, let's undo that. All right. You know, that's kind of part of the face. I should go back to face layer for that. So that would be paint layer 1. Really need to get in the habit of naming these. And let's actually make a hair layer, because we're kind of past due on that. I was putting it off, but it's kind of like combined with face layer here. So we'll give them that. Taketh away. It's a little too big, but we're just doing our best. We are doing our best. Fuck, it's not gonna work. I didn't make him wide enough. Okay. I can. It's a lot of work. I have to go through every single layer and then separate it, and I think I can expand him. And that would generally maintain the proportions a little better. But he needs a little more forehead here, I think. Less. Hold on. Maybe I just started this one too late looking at it. I started from here, but the truth is, technically, shit, I should have started way out here. And that would give me this. that's hanging off his head here. And we'll forget about wherever the hell that's going right now. So technically, I'm going to leave that because we're not coloring things in. And this should start actually like right above his eyebrow. Then we hit it with that. We hit him with that. And then this can be long enough. This one starts halfway over the eyebrow. I still don't think I'm going to have the space. But I think we can make do with this. Country girls make do, you know? You know how it is. Out on the farm or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the hell you country girls are up to. What are they doing? The fuck are they doing over there? What country? Alright, so we now have officially also fucked that up. But now I think I could just erase that, right? Well, I'll still have to move the eye. Well, no, because there's a lot more space here. So if we just go to layer 1, I think we could read... Huh? Fuck, I went to the background layer. Layer 1. I think we could redo his face a little bit. Give him a facelift. I think the problem was trying... Yeah, well, hold on. What if I do his hair? But I think the problem was trying. That was the problem. I never should have tried. The problem was trying to create the chin myself because it's cut off by... I don't know what that's supposed to be. I guess this dude's necklace, Chief Tanabook. So the issue was I should never have tried. I should never have tried to like create the chin. Okay, so this comes down just past the eyebrow. And then kind of comes out. Is this a Lord Farquaad? I think I made this a little too wide. I also think theirs comes straight back. And kind of goes like that. Why's my phone going off? Where the fuck is my phone? Give me that shit. Ah, yes. Thank you, Google, for the new memories for me from 8 years ago. I've turned that off, by the way. It just comes back. We almost had something going. Think like right around there is where the fucky wucky starts. Okay. Let's take a second to go back to layer 1 and complete the face. So that should start right about there. Looking a little long in the face. Holy shit, I'm so funny. It's kind of concerning, really. Should really see someone about that. Can you go away? There we go. The fuck was that? All right. Let's give him a back of his head for some reason. That really is just Lord Farquaad. And now that I'm looking at this, you know what? We'll come back to the chin because we've got a lot of work we're probably going to have to do on that. Let's just... Fuck. How do I fucking do this? Wait a minute. What? There we go. What if I just do that? And then... Am I a genius or what? Don't say what. I think it kind of works. I mean, sure, it looks like a tumor, and it's way bigger than it should be. But at least it's a relatively decent line. All right, that's what we're getting. I don't care that it's like 90% the volume or 90% more volume. It's fine. Jesus Christ. What have I done? I really feel like the new buttons don't feel as nice as the old buttons on a Stream Deck. These feel like more hollow and I don't know, cheap almost. I need a dust. Okay. Fuck with that. How am I gonna do the nose? Cause like the nose, you know? Alright, let's try and do this ear real quick. On eraser. Okay. Not even close. You know, what if we just use the line that's already there? Why does this guy have such a big ear? Thank God this is like a relatively uncomplicated fucking earring. Because I would not be happy having to draw that thing. So we're real. Okay, well. Maybe we get back to using this tool some more, huh? Or if we just, maybe something like that. Maybe a little something like that. What do we think? Select, deselect. Okay. I think that's fair. Okay. Get that going. Good enough for me. Good enough for me. And good enough for me. Enjoy. Shit. Okay. So this starts like right about his, just under or above his cheekbone. Okay. It kind of just goes like that somehow. How do they do it? How do they do it? And then somehow this disappears into the side of his head. Okay. No. It actually just kind of goes like that, but it's like not quite rectangular. Well, it is rectangular. It's not quite square, which I guess technically neither is the other one, but like it's supposed to be. All right, let's do the nose on the same layer because they don't really overlap and it'll be a little less confusing to have, that extra layer. Okay. I mean, it's not terrible. Not good, but it's, we're getting somewhere. Right? Like, you know? Okay. I think it really helps them that they have the shading there, which I'm obviously not going to have. Um, why? Jesus Christ. This is my anime girl for the day, by the way. This is what you guys get. Okay. Definitely seeing a problem here with our scale, which is something I always talk about how much I fuck up. All right. So we'll do another layer before we get there. At least this time it's pretty understandable because, like I've been saying, this dude's chin is like kind of cut off, so I didn't really know where to go with it. Because I've never seen Mr. Potato Head before. Is it Potato Head or Potato Head? I feel like it should be Potato Head. Hey, look at that. His chin's cut off. Fuck. Alright, let's go all the way up. Layer 7, apparently. Fuck, I gotta draw individual teeth. How come bro don't get individual teeth? Is this photoshopped? Okay. The bane of my existence. Lips. I know that's part of a different layer, but that's fine for now. Okay. So here's my issue that I already feel like I'm having. I feel like it's easier to start and work in mentally, and it kind of is because like then you don't have to worry about messing up your inner lines, but then it's kind of not. And then like it doesn't leave you space to work inside if you mess up the scaling, which I do constantly, such as right now. So now I have to this is like the limit of my space. So now I have to fit everything in there. And I don't know if I can. So now I need to do like an inner lip. And I feel like I should do another layer for that. And there's like, only so much space for me to do. And I gotta like make it work. Then I gotta do the lower lip. And once again, I gotta make sure I get enough definition that the next part's gonna work. Okay. And then I feel like if I don't want to mess that up, so now I'm doing another layer. And I think maybe the teeth is going to have to be next, but the teeth are going to be fucking hard. Because I'm not going to be able to draw shadows here. Okay. Man, I don't have the skill for teeth, man. What the shit. Maybe I should shrink them a little bit. Okay, so we got a little bit of that going on. Fuck. I feel like I'm making the gaps too wide and it's bothering me. Also, I'm not getting like good, like the each one is like at a different angle. Okay, we're just gonna keep going for now because I think these might be veneers actually on the bottom. Do you see how they're connected? Uh, we're just gonna keep going for now. I do have another way I'd like to try to approach it. Okay. Okay, so let's do the top teeth for a minute. I'm gonna just draw that. Then I'm gonna draw that. Then I'm gonna draw up and like is this AI generated? I think I'm starting to figure out why this looks so weird to me. It's like he has an extra tooth, or like they combined his two front teeth into one. He's missing a tooth on both. Like it's not. It's so funny. All right. Okay. So I did that, so that now I can do this. Okay. And then that. Uh-huh. And then that. And that. I think the top strap might be the play. Draw like this silhouette and then make the rest work with what you've gotten. I think that's a lot better looking than the bottom. Question is, do I want to bother redrawing the bottom? I feel like no, right? But here, let me. Does that show? Okay. So this should be two teeth and like obviously to scale. But it's it's an odd number. So he has like one big front tooth instead of two. And then like the two teeth on either side. And then his, what are these canines? These things? Unless these are his front teeth, maybe, and then these are the teeth on either side, and it just so happens that one is bigger, so it's kind of giving me the illusion because we only do technically see one canine, but these two teeth happen to be like, honestly, I think he might have just copy pasted that one when he did the thing. So it I don't know if it is what it is, I guess. Should we redo the bottom? I feel like I want to redo the bottom. I don't feel like it's that bad, but I feel like I can do better. So I'm gonna go for it. And this is why we did it on a separate layer. Because then I'd have to worry about fucking up my lips that aren't good, but I'm not gonna do any better. I'm not it doesn't get better than this. All right? It does not get any better. So let's do the strat. Start roughly there. It kind of dips in, kind of comes out. They seem to, for some reason on the bottom, they seem to like all dip up. The hard part about this is maintaining my distance from the line I want to maintain my distance from without like drawing lines to keep it. Okay. That's more exaggerated than the original, of course. But I do think that looks better than my last one, my first attempt. I feel like that looks a lot better than the last attempt. And now again that I have like a better shape, I can kind of come through and get rid of some of these sharper peaks. And maybe we can kind of make it even better. All right. We're getting somewhere. Start a new layer. We're going to do let's do the throat. No, let's do the tongue. So that starts roughly this tooth. Kind of comes around. You know, the best tongue we've ever drawn was Chief Tannabuk, so it's like that. Like that. And like that. And I think we're kind of done. Okay. And we'll get some throat. Call me the throat goat. And since we're not coloring in, I guess that's just the way it's going to have to be. I think that gets the point across, though, right? Okay. Let's give Slime some neck here and some shoulders. Okay, you know what? I'm not not so sure we should be doing this. Maybe we don't. Maybe maybe we leave him alone. I know this isn't the hair layer, but I don't know. I just feel like it needs that. Let's do some over here too. Fuck. Why does he look like that? He truly looks terrified. Am I better than who makes this? Who made Road to El Dorado? DreamWorks. Okay. Am I better than DreamWorks at making people look terrified? I mean, probably actually, but in terms of artwork, I don't know about that. Maybe. I think I've driven past No, I've definitely I see their sign all the time. They have like a not a studio. They have some offices on the Universal Cities backlot, which is where they film stuff. And you can take a tour of it, by the way. You can there's like a paid tour that I don't know how much it costs, like a probably a couple hundred, if not a couple grand at this point. And you can just like walk around the back lot with the tour. They used to let you take pictures with like their DeLorean in front of the the clock tower because it's still there from Back to the Future. And it is like the specked out DeLorean. Like I don't know if they have the original one, but they definitely have I guess a replica. They probably had multiple on set. Also, I just realized why did Throne water? I guess this is Throne's tweet, but why did they watermark this fucking shit post as if they own Road to El Dorado? But anyway, I don't think you can take a tour of DreamWorks office because they have like a little gate in front of like the bungalows they're in. Um, but like, it's usually like the sets I think they take you through. So it's called New York Street, which is where the clock tower is. I think I think they're still filming Jumanji there. So I don't think you can take a tour there right now. I don't know if the tour's still available and they just take you somewhere else or you just don't get to see it. But I'm pretty sure Jumanji is filming like all over New York Street as well as another show. Let me see if that show. I know Jumanji has announced that they had like a cast tweet for the holidays, so I know that they were there. Um, I'm pretty sure this show has announced. Yeah. Okay, so Stewart fails to save the universe. Also, I don't know if I don't think they're still filming there, but they filmed there. They had some pretty cool shit going on when I saw it. But you like I said, you used to be able to. I don't think it's while anyone's filming, but you can like go there, you pay. There's also a tram ride if you go to Universal City Studios, like the theme park, which obviously you have to pay to get into the theme park. You sit on the tram, they take you through like the back lot where a bunch of stuff was filmed. They used to take you through, I think I've talked about this on stream before because the King Kong attraction, which has caught fire before, which is not appealing sounding. But I always talk about it because it smells like banana Laffy Taffy and that's what fake banana smell just always reminds me of. Ugh, fuck. See, I feel like yeah, I can pray without it muting. That's what happened there. I wanted to clear my throat, but yeah, you could like take the tram ride and they'll tell you like the history of where you're like driving through. They used to have the Jaws set. I don't know if they still do. I think they do. Whoville used to be around there. They used to have like a War of the Worlds thing. It was just like a bunch of um, I assume pyrotechnics. I mean, it's real fire, but it's not like it's like a controlled fire, and it would be like a broken down plane and like luggage everywhere and some fake fires. Uh, there used to be like a great flood, so like you would just they would pretend the tram stops because it's part of the ride, and you would just sit there and water would just like start flooding the tram because they would turn on like the rain machines they use in movies that don't usually make sense because it's like pouring rain instead of just like a light drizzle. Yeah. But you know they would like show off the shit that they use. Another one actually, is it the second or the third one? What is that movie with Eddie Murphy? Beverly Hills Cop. I'm pretty sure a bunch of that movie is filmed in one of them. I think it's the third one. One of them is filmed all throughout Universal, believe it or not. And they even go into one of them where it's like a underground subway that breaks that they used for, I think, some earthquake movie. I think it was San Andreas, but no, not the new one, but like the original one or something. Or what movie was it? It was like a 70s earthquake film, I believe, and there's like an underground railway that collapses, and it's actually in several movies. But once again, it floods. It's just kind of cool to see this stuff. But yeah, I've been on the back lot before, and I'm pretty sure DreamWorks for decades has been on the. They have like a bungalow back there somewhere. Fuck, what is this dude's name? Do I just call him dude? Does he have a name? No, I don't want to. There's no way the 1966 Western is more popular than this and shows up for Road to El Dorado. Don't even fucking pretend. I'm actually curious now. Elton John, yeah, yeah, yeah. Climb, Wait, is he just called? No, he's. There's no way he's just called Acolyte. Bro, why is it so hard to find this? Good. Okay. Is there a picture of Liam Neeson here? The hell's IMDb doing? Is it this, bro? No, so he is. Okay. Damn it. All right, I can't find bro's name. We've spent too much time on this. Um, El Dorad, bro. There we go. What's his fucking name? Somebody please tell me bro's name. I gotta know. Who is it? Who is he? All right. Goodbye, Eldorad, bro. What am I doing? It's just easier to do this. Okay. Eldorad, bro's done. Let's move on. We've been yapping. I'm not gonna color him in. We're gonna draw a knife now. Uh, should go with this side because there's more detail because of the scale, but we're gonna do this way because I'm ass. So this is a, how do I put this? This is a production version of a custom knife. From a company. Technically, the company is We Knives. We Knives manufacture this. It was on behalf of Mass Drop, which no longer exists. They're now called Drop. And all of their knife things are owned by a company. I don't even think you could read that. Hold on. Are owned by a company called Kabuto now. So this is a production version of a custom knife that I think it's called the Kabuto, by a custom knife maker called Duhara. Uh, the real ones are over $1,000. This I actually bought secondhand for like 50. They were originally only a 120, which was surprisingly low for what steel is this? I think this is S35 yen. Yeah, S35 yen. At the time, this was like, this would have been like 7 years ago. S35 yen was like the golden child. It was sort of new. Um, It was like the all-arounder. People still wanted other steels like M390 and 20 CB, but they were way more expensive, and it was just impressive. Overall, this knife is kind of ass. Uh, it's kind of thick, but it looks really cool. It also uses largely T6, which sucks. The pocket clip really sucks. It's kind of pointy. It digs into your like your leg when you use it. Um, and you can't actually use any of the flipper functions because the button lock requires you to depress it. How the fuck do I open it if I have to hold it down? Um, so you have to like depress it to do it. Most modern button locks. I have one near me. I do. There we go. Most modern button locks uh, allow you to simply uh, just so this is a flipper. You can just do that. This is a ProTech Malibu, but you know you this one you don't have to press the button except to release it if you want to open it normally. That's how most of them work. For some reason, Duhara, in his infinite wisdom, that he apparently normally charges thousands of dollars for, um, thinks it's better to not. So if I try to use the thumb studs, it's locked shut. If I try to use the top flipper, it's locked shut. There is no way to undo it. It was apparently quite common for people to buy these and modify them so that the lock wasn't even there. And these would just be more or less like super loose. Or a lot of people just use it basically as a way to unlock it and you just swing it, right? You use force to do it, you use gravity, I guess. Um, Depending on where you are, I probably wouldn't do that in front of a cop though, because a lot of places classify gravity knives as a switchblade, um, and a lot of places have zero tolerance for switchblades. Some places require the blade to be at a certain length. Anyway, we're just gonna go for it. I seriously don't know what bro was thinking with this. It's otherwise very cool, right? This kind of got like it gave me cicada vibes. I don't or like a grasshopper maybe. I don't know what the fuck isn't. I always assumed a kabuto or whatever was like a sea creature, like kabutops from from Pokemon. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. Or it's isn't that one of the dudes' names from fucking Yu-Gi-Oh? Isn't I swear some dude is named Kabuto in that. We're gonna try and speed draw this one because again, I'm trying to get out of the habit of second guessing and then just like investing a whole lot of time into trying to redo a part that I'm still really not gonna get good at, and I'm gonna like invest so much time into it. I'm gonna feel like defeated. Should I try and draw the dragon? All right, I gotta draw this not as to scale as I was starting to, because thinking about it, this is a really long fucking scale. I don't even think the blade, yeah, there's like an extra half an inch. Fuck, I forgot about that. I really should just buy a stand for this. Okay, I picked this one by the way because it has like it is multi-part. This is a separate piece of wood from that, but it's got like a lot of different angles that I'll have to draw, and I feel like I hate that. So I thought it would be good for like practice, doing something I hate. So let's try and come from here roughly. All right, well, I don't think that's quite the same, but it's gonna have to do. Why did that come out so good? What the fuck? Whatever. Get me out of here, man. I think they get progressively longer and wider. Interestingly enough, that one is that one did. All right. Okay. She's too long. She's too long, she's too wide. She's gaping. We're going to leave it. We're not even going to that's the thumb stud doesn't work anyway. Who the fuck cares? All right? Fuck. All right. I know we're no longer on blade layer. We'll just kind of fake that for now. Actually, let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. So we have, so technically, fuck. All right. There's actually like a liner. You can see it better. Actually, you can see it perfectly right here, right? And that actually starts right there, like by the blade. So the wood kind of doesn't cover it all. So it's going to be really hard without texture to show the difference. But we're going to try. So I'm going to try and do like the general liner here. And then I guess at some point it's just going to technically be wood over here. Okay. All right. So now that kind of comes out like that. Right. And then this is where it gets kind of sketchy, right? Because there's liner right in there, but there's wood there. And then there's liner here. Fuck. I think I've already kind of messed this up. I think I've simultaneously made it too big and too small. So that kind of needs to be back here with the way I've done the scale of this. I didn't want to mess it up though, so I just kind of, like I said, I just kind of went for it. Draw our little torque screw. I don't care if it's centered or not. Okay. Well, you know what? Hold on. Undo that. Definitely worse, but it was necessary, and I'm lazy. So we're just gonna do this. So each one, I believe, has two. So obviously someone with talent would probably do like an actual perfect one. Seriously, why does it do that shit? I don't even, oh, so that's how you do that. That's an anchor, huh? Okay. I've always wondered what the fuck was going on with that. Okay, well, there it is. There it is. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good enough for me. Good enough for me. Um, let's just keep going. If we stop, we're just gonna look at it. We're gonna deem it terrible. We're gonna want to quit. So, technically, this is still here. But, oh fuck, I gotta get on Painty Tool. But we're just gonna draw over it from now. This is gonna be our button, and the button actually has like a lip to it. It's like chamfered. I don't know how to show that. Enjoy. All right. So now we're at this point. Wait, why does that line look so good? What the fuck's going on? Okay. Okay. But it's not done. It just gives a lower there, but I can't really show that properly. And we have this here that kind of like really fits in. That kind of turns into that. Man, there is so much going on with the lines here. Okay. It it's so all over the place. It's feeling really hard to follow. To me anyway. Like you can't tell because there's no depth, obviously, that there's supposed to be depth in these places. And I feel like it's going to be harder in the future if I were, which I'm probably not going to, especially since I am way off the page now. Uh, it's going to be really hard to show and like come back later and be like, oh, this is that, right? This is this. This is supposed to be this shape here. This is supposed to be this color. Right? I feel like I'd really lose myself in trying to make that work. Okay. All right. We're going to freehand this one. And then we're going to freehand that one for now. If I were smart, what I would do is I would zoom in so I can actually do that. Since I fucked up, we're going to try to carry on down here, which is going to be really difficult because it's a terrible angle to approach this from to start with. And I'm terrible at whatever the fuck I'm doing here, so. Okay. Alright, and then we kind of have to do that. Alright, and then we kind of have to come out from there. And then do something like that. And then do something like that. And it kind of combines. Alright, so we'll draw our holes here so we right away can hopefully recall what that's supposed to be. Draw that. Let's draw roughly that. And we already have that one. So this should go something like this. And this one should go something like that. I think. Maybe. Maybe like that. That's the wrong one. Okay. Wish I didn't fuck it up because I don't think I was doing too terrible, but like as each mistake compounded, I got more and more like upset with myself here. Which is why I think it's good that I just kept going though, because then if I didn't, I would still be like over here somewhere. And I don't think this is terrible. Like looking at it now, it's obviously not like great or anything. But I don't think I would have gotten any practice in because I'd just be like redrawing the tip here, like over and over until it kind of looked more like this. And it doesn't even still. Like, I'm just going to keep fucking it up, you know? Is this the Sobe symbol? I think this is the Sobe symbol. Y'all remember Sobe? Can't believe they took that from us. It's how we know society was truly lost. We lost lizard drink. Lizard. Why is it turning into Sonic the Hedgehog? Now it's a wolf? What the fuck am I doing? Alright, whatever. There's your S35VN right there. Um, okay. So we rushed it on purpose, but also like I feel like that also kind of turns it into a bit of an excuse. So let's take a second and look at what we could do differently. Obviously, the blade does not match. This is not a clip point, right? A clip point. I'm not getting a clip point out. This is a drop point, so that means that the tip of the blade is kind of more in line with the pivot or drops below it. And a clip point will typically have some missing or even come up beyond it. I really should just get one to show it, but I don't really have one nearby. Um, yeah, I don't. Um, but right, I didn't get the right blade shape. I didn't really spend enough time to do these. I mean, I guess the argument here could be this is a sketch. So what I can do is save this, start something new, then like cut from this. So cut this and then cut that and then paste that together and then have that and then start another new thing and then put this as a relatively translucent layer under it and then trace over it and modify things that I don't think are very good, such as these. And for that, I mean, realistically, the best way to do that would probably be this tool, right? Wow, that looks shockingly like a penis. Okay, it's not this tool. Fuck. Is it this one? Hold on. Um, Polygon tool. I mean, that's a little thicker than I'd like. You know what? Anyway, that would be the best way to generally pull off the shapes. I think there's other ways too. So like I could oh, that's not it. I could fuck. I could just kind of do my straight line. I'd be satisfied with it, kind of like pull off a nice little half, and then I can copy that and then flip it and then overlap it so that it's more symmetrical. I could, of course, use this and then like create the asset. Was that a Jesus Christ? It's a Johnson. Um, but right, I can create it and like just save it as an asset for whenever I want to use it. And then right again copy and paste that in because there's nothing really stopping me other than the fact that I personally think if I like either create or take assets and start building like that, I feel like I'm going to start getting lazy. I mean, I know that that's probably how the professionals do it, right? Like, why would you draw this exact eye? And I'm pretty sure actually it's really close to this eye right here. When you can just copy this eye, right? And then modify it after pasting. Or I'll see it all. Oh my god. Oh, that's right. I accidentally pressed Control Z at some point. So we'll press reset, Control Z. Um, I'll see it all the time with. Shit. There's like no way. Every time I open fucking Twitter, there's like tons of art and like artist spam. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but it's like they're advertising their VGen or whatever their thing is for the day. And what what I'm looking for here is like an emote. So it'll be what's a popular one? PogChamp. So it'll be just a template. It'll be the shape of PogChamp, right? And then all they have to do is like change hair color if it's a female one, or change it to the short hair model, and again change hair color, right? It's they'll have a template. You'll pay them $50, and all they're doing is changing the color. Or same with like some of the VTuber models, right? I mean, just look at mine. Mine's from a program that's customizable, but like they will have their own setups, or they'll use the customizable like wizards that are available, and they'll make you one, and it's like a pre-made template, right? The face is already there. Yeah, you can change certain shapes, um, but similar for like bust shots. I'll see it where somebody's a fan of like all of Hololive, and they'll just like shrink the body and it'll be the same pose and it'll just be a different face, and it'll be right, or it'll be the same person and they'll just change it from blonde hair to blue hair, or it'll be like the exact same thing. They just replace certain colors on the template. And I think that that's the way obviously you would do it if you were running a business and selling busts, right? Because you end up with a style. It's going to kind of look very similar anyway. And apparently someone's out there chopping trees, which is really, is that picking up on the mic? It shouldn't. But you would end up just having like your templates. Similarly, if you were to, I think there's like, oh, get my cat or my dog as an emote or as like a little art thing. They just change like the color. Oh, it's a gray cat, gray. Oh, it's an orange cat, orange. Oh, it has like black over one eye and the rest is white. Right? We can do that. But it looks the same as all the other ones. It's just they changed the coloring. And I think that would be the way to do it if I really wanted to actually like produce the best quality of things, I would just make a very, very detailed, dedicated version of like assets that I can reuse. This is my wrist pad, by the way. Um, so like a lot of knives use a similar blade shape. Are they the exact same? No. But all I would have to do is like create this outline, um, and then oh, somebody comes by and they want a knife asset for whatever they're gonna draw. Oh, they want it to look more like this. All I have to do is like cut and extend, add a line, right? That's this kind of seems like the way it should be done if you wanted to consistently produce certain things. But I don't feel like when I do that, I don't feel like, I mean, I'm learning in one way how to make, I guess, digital art, but I don't feel like I'm learning how to make art if I do that at the same time. Like, hold on, let me get my tablet. So the whole, how am I still backwards? Uh, I'm good. We're good. There goes that. Uh, where is it? Here we go. I'm not dead. All right, here is. Fuck, I gotta get the original up, don't I? Do I have the original? How do I get the original? Gib. There it is. Can I open this? How do I open with Krita? Will that make it so I don't have to? Is that gonna work? All right. So this, I found this on Twitter. I was going through like that phase of where I was going to do a sketch, and I still kind of sketch them, and then I make a time lapse of it. And I was like, oh shit, this would be good for learning how to draw. Let me move my seat back so I don't miss it again. Uh, this would be a good way to learn how to draw anatomy, right? Here's a body. So I'm going for it, and I just can't do it, right? Because there's no color, there's no shading, and I'm not there yet. I don't feel like I've learned enough to do it. So it's like, how am I gonna learn how to do that if I do it once by just like tracing this and then like copying the colors for this, and then like I'm not actually gonna be able to do it again. I'm just going to have the asset, and it's still not really, it's really not going to be my stuff, because then I should have, I've realized like I have like a whole folder of art references, and I realized that I should have named them the person who I was like, I would save it from, because I would like keep the tweet up while I was doing it, and I was going to do the whole thing where I'm like, I really like this, so I tried to copy it. But then I kind of felt guilty because it felt like it was like clout chasing in a way. So I kind of stopped doing that, even though it's like I do think it's probably the best way to give them credit by just telling them I did it. But also, again, it seems attention seeking, so I didn't really know what to do anymore. But here, like, I can't draw this. The only way I can draw this is if I practice drawing it. But it's not very entertaining to watch me not be able to draw this for a considerable amount of time, right? Because I'm pretty far from this, right? Like that's not even this the same realm of, you can't even fucking see it. It's not even like the same realm of uh of quality, right? The I, all right. I guess I can tweet it later or something. But like, is this perfectly anatomically accurate? Probably not. But it's better than I can do. I thought it was interesting, right? I thought it would be a good way to learn how to do it, and I just can't do it. And if I did it even once, like if I just traced over it, that's not going to teach me how to do it really. It's just going to teach me how to trace over things. So I feel like the way for me to learn is to like make my mistakes while trying to do it and just keep trying it until maybe eventually I can get there. So obviously no color for a while is going to just keep me where I'm at, and I'm not going to be here, and that's fine. Um that's actually, how do I go back to what I was on, because I didn't save that. Uh Hold up. All right, we'll have to figure that out later. I think I'm going to get off because it's like I said, I don't quite know where to go from here other than I guess I just keep sketching, right? Cuz I don't think tracing over other people's work is going to teach me what I need to know. I think it's better to just look at things and try and manage it for myself. And then I guess maybe I'll start doing like line work over my own sketches and see if I can make a cleaner version. And once I start getting maybe a little better at those line works, maybe I'll start learning color. But like my whole problem with color has been, why did bro choose this color? Like, okay, I don't know. Maybe it was based off a real object, which makes it easier for me in one respect, right? Drawing this knife would be easier from the perspective that, okay, I just need brown and black and maybe some silver or something. And maybe some white, I guess, for like reflections, I guess. But what brown? What black? Like I don't even know, you know? This is like a reddish brown wood, but it's like way more brown. Like, you would look at it and call it brown, but how do I choose? And then it's like, okay, this could be based off a real person. Like a real human could have been modeling for them and they could have been white. But like if say you're trying to create something so that you're not just staring at someone else's work or something else, you're like trying to learn how to draw a person or an anime, whatever. I don't know. How do you choose to make them white or black, like, or whatever, or blue? Right? We saw that person who wasn't there like somebody who was blue. I swear we saw someone who was blue. Maybe it was that picture. But like, how do you decide that? You just go like, shit, bro's blue now. Where the fuck is blue person? Maybe it was Lucario. Oh, see, this person's blue. Like, what the fuck? I think this is Freem. I think this is Freem. But like, how did she choose? Did she just like, give me the cotton candy look? Or I think she's an artist herself, so she's just like, I want to be blue and pink. I'm cotton candy. So it's like, but why? And why these blue and pink? Like, why the skin color blue as well? Like, there's tons of streamers or VTubers or characters that have like red and blue hair or red and white hair or white and black. Like, why the skin color? Like, I don't know. I don't know how people choose these things, and it kind of makes it hard, in my opinion, to like let's say I just wanted to draw something, nothing in front of me. I go for drawing just a face. I don't know. Like, where does it come from? Anyway, I guess I'm gonna get off because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I actually do have some time lapses. I'm not gonna show this one because I didn't think it came out very well. But I do have some I need to upload. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Probably gonna be on Arc later, obviously the streaming it. But I do want to get on and try and get some Krylophosaur XP before that. I don't know if I'll record it or not because I'm just gonna be like dipping into the cave and out for some XP. That seems to be the most consistent, least dangerous way to do it somehow. But thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, I'll catch you in the next one. And until then, enjoy Blue Person, I guess. I don't enjoy. Bye.